How do you weigh in on this sort of sweeping movement to change the way we, find things funny and the way we present things as funny?
I'm going to find out when I hit the road again, because the thing that I find odd about it is a discussion that's taking place when we're not in the public square. So I don't quite understand it, because if you're not in the public square and everybody's in their abode thinking about stuff and talking on Zoom about it, it makes it difficult, I think. If you're not talking to each other directly about the subject, but you're on a screen, they're on a screen, everybody's on a screen, then it's really difficult, I think, to make the determination of it. And I find it astonishing at times. I mean, this has gone back, the political correct thing when I was working colleges, I could tell as I was certain subjects, I'd be going on stage and I'd be talking about something. I go, oh, this is going to really irritate them. This whole group will get irritated. And they would just get irritated. And I was like, well, and I would go at them and just go, nope, you missed the joke. You stop thinking because I said this word, and you stop thinking in the middle of the sentence, and you didn't go to the end of the sentence with me, and then you didn't go to the punchline because you stopped on that word because that word triggered something. And I said, and I won't have it. It's a thing called a sense of humor. And so I think that both the left and the right have got to deal with it. And the fact that a lot of this is coming from the left is odd. And we have to.
Well, Lewis, think about it. You're of an age that you probably were young when the Smothers Brothers were a big hit, and they were censored by the right, and they went to war with CBS. They won, but they lost their show. So now the pendulum has swung the other way, and a lot of the cancel culture is coming from the left. Do you see this as a cyclical thing every 50 years or so, or where do you see it?
No, I see it. I think this is something that will work itself out as we evolve, and that
with how much detritus, how many people are going to be sort of lining the road paved to solution?
There'll be a few. There'll be a number of them, and it's sad because it's not. Because we have a tendency to jump on stuff and go, well, I mean, I was just reading this thing that I put in my rantcast about that they had stopped, they'd taken the name off of a school in Chicago, I believe, and it was named after Thomas Jefferson, and now they're going to name it after, President Obama. And there was a group of, there was an activist, an immigration activist who said, no, you can't do that, because President Obama was just as detrimental to immigration as, in terms of the way that, that Jefferson was a slaveholder. Obama was awful to the immigrants in the way. And I was like going, is anybody home? It's like
it's a bit paralytic, right? Like it freezes you in place. I hadn't really thought about what it's going to be like for you and those of your ilk who feed off of an audience, right? And you get the feeling from an audience, you're testing them as you go. But it's also dangerous now for people to laugh. So it's not just dangerous to tell the joke and miss the mark. It's dangerous to laugh. Like Andrew Yang didn't, choose someone out for making a kind of filthy comment to him. He just sort of chuckled and moved on his way, and he's getting hammered for it. So do you worry that you're not going to be able to get the right feedback because people are going to be afraid to laugh at things?
I have a feeling that it's going to be like what I said the other day. It's going to be, I feel like it will be the first dozen performances will be like performing when I did USO tours, because people are so desperate to laugh that I think that will kind of be overwhelming. So that I think that will not be a problem. It will be down the road. I do know that when I finish things that I'm working on, or I'll finish this interview, and I will spend, during the rest of the evening, I'll go, did I say anything? Should I have not said that? Did I say something I shouldn't have said? I wonder what people, and it'll make me crazy. And a lot of it has to
That's frustrating.
But it has to do with being alone, that a lot of us, we're just in our little pods, losing our minds. And then we're going to judge other people in the midst of losing our minds. I mean, come on, all you can do is hope. Can we focus on the fact that there are certain things that truly need to be done? And on the list of things, canceling is not as high a priority as a lot of other stuff, because don't worry, you'll be able to cancel if it's really important, and that you can cancel it. How? Don't turn it on. Don't pay attention. Tell them to shut up.
It makes me wonder if maybe when we do get to that point, if we do get to that point of solution, that there'll be some sort of Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where people are forgiven and people can, that the death sentence is commuted for those who've been banished. Do you think that could happen?
Yeah, well, I do feel like it's Russia. There's a sense of the stuff that I read. There's a Russian sense of that kind of did you do this? Were you involved with this group? There's that whole sense of it. It's and
McCarthyism,
or McCarthyism. But it's also the fact too that we have to. I think in part it's why we have universities. That's where we discuss this stuff. That's where the people who have the time to discuss.
Yeah. I hope when we do get that chance to rush back out and laugh with a group of people, that you'll have a rant on cancel culture, all scripted and crafted and perfected and ready to go.